Hello, everyone. Teacher Dennis Kruger here again. Welcome back to our channel. Today, you will learn how to create presentations. I would wish you to master in using Microsoft PowerPoint to create presentation. In this video, we'll focus on the following: creating presentations, adding content in presentations in slides, using the slide master to format slides. I also look at how we use slide transitions and animations to enhance our slides. Then I'll be sharing with you how you can perform a slideshow. Now, want to take a scenario, maybe you're the sales manager and they have invited you to go and make a presentation to the board or a team about your department. Well, you can go and talk to the audience. Sometimes you don't capture their attention, you want to communicate very, very properly. But just imagine talking to them with the aid of a visual presentation. Think about the attention they would give you, the curiosity, and all the ease you'll have to illustrate each and everything in your speech. So presentation software will help us to create digital and engaging presentation. I'll be taking a simple scenario. I work with Shareability Web Services, Shareability Web Services Department at Shareability Uganda that offers web services. As a branch manager, I'll be sharing with you some of the scenarios I have daily. I can be invited to go and communicate ideas to a group of audience about what web services does. We'll be creating a PowerPoint presentation to help me make a presentation to my audience. So let's get to the desktop and we try out. That's my desktop, and as usual, I've always encouraged you to be very good in file organization. So I have a folder here called PPT where we'll be saving our presentation. First things first, how do we launch Microsoft PowerPoint? To launch Microsoft PowerPoint, you click your Start button and then type PowerPoint from the search. Now, if PowerPoint is installed on your computer, it will appear as number one in the search results. You can press enter to open PowerPoint. And this is the Get Started window. There are basically very important three parts here. We have the home, we have the new, and the home. We use home here to create blank presentation, but also navigate to templates. They are already presentations that Microsoft gives to all users using the newer versions from which they can customize to make their presentation. You can also click the new command here, and still addition to the blank presentation, there are lots of templates, and very well you can even try to change the presentations by categories, presentation or themes, and lots of them. You can also click in the search here when connect the internet and then search for the presentation by name. For my case, I would want us to create a presentation from scratch. So I'll hold my mouse and click on blank presentation. Now, this is a blank presentation. Look at my title bar, this topmost bar of my window. It's saying presentation 1 and I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, we may take it very important to understand the parts of this window so that we call a span. So below the title bar, we've the ribbon. The ribbon consists of the tabs, for example, the home tab, the insert tab, draw tab, design tab, transitions tab, and lots of tabs like you will see endlessly. Then every tab consists of groups. Take example of the home tab consists of the clipboard group, the slides group, font group, paragraph group, drawing group, editing group, etc. So every tab here has its own groups, and inside groups we have commands that we'll use to create our presentations or format our presentation. Now, in some of the tabs, there are these dialog box launchers that can help us take a look on other commands that are not in this group. For example, the font group has dialog box launchers that we can use to find additional commands in that group. Below the ribbon, we have the slide pan here. Slide pan will allow us create content items during our creation process. Now, lastly, we have the status bar. The status bar here is running from the left to the right of my window. It has, for example, the slides or statistics here. I have one slide so far, the language I'm using. Then I have the notes area. The notes area will help us very important. You know, after designing your presentation and you're going to project the audience, whatever is in the slide pan here will be presented to the audience, but you may want to create speaker notes as additional notes that you utilize while explaining. So the notes area can allow you create speaker notes, and these notes added here won't be projected to the audience, but will help you during your presentation. Second, lastly, on the status bar, we have presentation views. Currently, we are in the normal view, but we have slide sorter, the reading view, and slideshow view. And then at the extreme end, we have the zoom slider. You can use the zoom slider to to zoom in and zoom out the slide pan to maximize, rather enlarge and decrease. Then on the title bar extreme, we have quick access toolbar that consists of commands we commonly use. You can always add commands using this drop down arrow from the quick access toolbar. And that is it. Those are some of the major parts of that window I deem very important. Please, before I forget, I want you to know that PowerPoint helps us to create presentations, and presentations are stored in form of slides. So far, we have one slide. Consider a slide as a single page, or digital page of a presentation. Well, to move on, I want us to look through how we save our presentation. Currently, it is presentation one because it is not saved. So to save a presentation, we click the File tab, then there is Save and Save As. We'll use Save to keep changes made to our document, but Save As would help us to keep a document by adding file name, browsing to location, and adding lots of other attributes to your file. So when I click Save As, when I will have this menu, the next thing is I click on Browse, that is to control the location where the file is saved. Then among the locations here, I will choose desktop because that's where my folder is. And there, when I click desktop, all my folders on the desktop will appear. I'll double click on PPT here. Then finally, below my dialog box, we have file name and save as type. So under file name here, you give the name of the presentation, and then under save as type, you can always choose a type of file type that you want to have your file saved. I'll stick to PowerPoint presentation and click save. And guys, that's how we save a file. So I'll close this file so far. So again, on my desktop, if I open PPT, my file sample is here. Now, method two, we can also create our presentation direct from the folder. To do so, having opened your folder, you right click inside the folder, then select new, and then go and choose Microsoft PowerPoint. When you choose Microsoft PowerPoint, the next thing would be for you to add the name of the file. In this case, like I told you at the very beginning, I work at Shareability Uganda Limited. So I will save that file as Shareability Uganda Limited. And thereafter, I will hit enter to save the file. Then I'll double click on the file to open. That is my PowerPoint file. What I will do is I'll click to add a slide because I told you PowerPoint creates presentation in form of slides. How do we know we've saved our file or presentation? We look at the title bar. Apparently, if you can observe, the title bar is showing Shareability Uganda Limited, and this is a PowerPoint file. Okay, the next thing is we're going to look at how to create new slides. By default, PowerPoint always give us the first slide, which I want to say it is the introductory slide. During your presentation creation, you use this slide to put to introduce your topic or introduce whatever you're going to talk about to the audience. Now, every time we're creating a slide on the home tab and the slides group here, there is a command for slide layout. The word slide layout means the arrangement of all your slides that make up a slide. There are different layouts here. We have title slide, title and content, lots of arrangements that you can use. The choice of your layout here will always be dependent on the nature of content you have. For now, we'll be going with title slide because we want to have the placeholder for the title and then the presenter. So my title here is going to be Shareability Web Services, because I want to, like I gave in the scenario, create a presentation that I can use to communicate about my department. The second placeholder, I'll put my details as a presenter. For now, I'll just put my name and my position at the department. I can add more other details here, but for now I'll stick to that one. So how do we create a new slide? To create a new slide, we navigate to the home tab. Then from the slides group here, we click on new slide. When you click on new slide, you will be required to choose a layout. Consider layouts like I guided as the arrangement that will control the items of your slide. As much as there are very many, I will so far choose title and content because I would wish to have a title and then some content. That is method one. Method two, how do you create a new slide? You can click on the slide you already have here, then right click on the slide thumbnail and then choose new slide. Please note that if you right click and select new, you will not be asked layout, but you can always select the slide, go to the slides group here and choose the layout accordingly that you want your slides to take. Method three, how do you create a new slide? You can click on the slide that you have, then you press enter key on your keyboard to create a new slide. Then method four, how do you create a new slide? You can click on the slide you have and then press Ctrl M to create a new slide. Say Ctrl M. Now you can literally also click on the slide, right click, select new slide, or like I said, you can just click on the slide and press enter. So I'll stick these few slides. Now next, how can we change the position, the numbering of the slides? For now, these slides are numbered, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. If you want to change the position of the slide, simply take the cursor and hover on the slide thumbnail, then drag the slide wherever you want it to be. You can also consider going to the layer, the status bar, and locate the slide sorter view. Slide sorter is just after the normal view. Click the slide sorter and all your slides will be displayed as thumbnails. You can even use the zoom slider to reduce your sorter elements. Then to move the slide from one location to the other, you hover the cursor on the slide, you want to change the position and drag the slide wherever you want it to be. And when done, you can go back and click the normal view to retrieve the standard view that we always work with when we're adding a slide. Okay, guys, that's how we can change the position of the slide. The next part here is going to be us adding the content in the slides. For example, I'll click in slide 2 here, and in slide 2, I'm going to call this as a profile. Perhaps I want to give information about our department. Slide 3, I'm going to give services in that slide. Slide 4, I'm going to give company leadership profile. I want to show the hierarchy at our company. Then in slide 5, I'm going to be putting portfolio. I want to showcase some of the few sites that we have done. Portfolio. Okay, I think that is written well. Then in slide 6, we'll be showing the annual reports, and we utilize table there to show the statistics on how we perform this year. In the next slide, I'll be using the graph to show the pictorial representation of our reports. Then in slide 8, I will be talking about contact details, leaving some of the contact details for my audience just as engagement information in case I would wish them to get back to us. Then slide 9, I'll go back to the slides tab here, and under the slides group rather, I click on the layout commands, then I switch this to section. Yeah, because I want just to offer gratitude to the audience for listening, but have at least an appeal them, appeal to them to hire us today. Yeah. Now we're going back to our slides. So how do I move through my slides? Well, the slide is selected. I can use the arrow keys to move through my slides on the keyboard, or I can use the scroll button here, this by simply dragging. Then I can also use the scroll wheel on the mouse to rotate through my slides. So let me go back to slide 2, and in the company profile, I'll put the profile. Please, you can type as detailed, but always be mindful. Slides, the content we put in slide is very summarized content that objectively is supposed to be utilized as an overview, perhaps to help your audience listen to you with some guide as far as what you communicate to them is concerned. In slide 3, I want to provide the services, so I can go to the paragraph group here and utilize bullets of my choice. Just while the placeholder is selected, click on the placeholder, move the paragraph group, and then choose the bullets you want to utilize. One of our service, primary service, is website hosting. Additional to that, as a company, we provide domain name registration for the clients. Then we also provide website design, and in case like I'll be showing the portfolio, website design. Then we have digital marketing package where we support different companies to embrace online platforms to market their content, digital marketing. There are other services, but I'll stick to only those services for now. Well, I changed my mind. I don't want to have the bullets to denote my services, so I can simply highlight all my services, go to the home tab, move to the paragraph group here, then click on smart art. Now there are lots of smart arts perhaps shapes here I can use to create my services. Let me consider using this vertical bullet list so that, yeah, at least instead of just having my services in bullets, I now have smart art. And whenever you have your smart art, you note that because it is an object, there are two contextual tabs here that have appeared. Initially, they were not there, but these are tools that may help me to format my shapes, my smart art. And what are those ways of formatting the smart art? You can smart format by adding a shape that in case you wanted to add a level. Then you can also format by changing the layout if you never like the layout provided in that smart art. You can also change the colors if there are colors that you didn't like. Then you can also change the smart art styles. Yeah, I'll just go with some insets, huh? That style. But you can literally format the slides. You can independently even change the shape fill manual here to the colors that you like as an individual. Okay, I'll move to slide 4, and in slide 4 I want to provide a company leadership profile. I would wish to use an organizational chart to show my audience the level of hierarchy at Shareability Uganda. So there are lots of ways I can add the organizational charts. I can go to the Insert tab, then navigate the Illustrations group. From the Illustrations group here, I can click Smart Art. If not, just in this same placeholder that we have below the title, I can hover the cursor on these icons until I locate the smart art. So if I find the smart art, I click on it. And if you click on it, you'll have this the choose smart art dialog box. So I will choose hierarchy. Then there are lots of hierarchy templates here that you can take for your layout. I'll go with the organizational chart, the first, then I click OK. Wow, that is the organizational chart. The next will be putting content accordingly. So at Shareability, the director is the topmost. Below him, we have the manager. And then in the Department of Web Services, we have the sales manager. Then we also have the graphics designer, somebody in charge of graphics, company graphics. Then we have somebody in charge of customer support, daily responding to the customers. That is it. But in case you have other positions in your company and you want that to be included on the organizational chart, you will click on the position where you want that chart to be introduced, navigate to the smart art, then in a group of create graphic, you click add a shape. That shape will be added below that very block that you wanted. I will undo because I don't want that, because this is just enough for shareability. Still, with this shape selected, there are lots of things you can control. Like I said at the very beginning, you can control the layout, you can control the styles, and there are lots of styles that you can utilize. Now, in slide 5, where there's portfolio, I want us to add some pictures to show some of the flyers that we have been making for different websites we have designed. So while the slide is selected, I can choose to use these placeholders, but I want to have a blank layout. So I'll go to the Home tab, the Slides group, click on Layout, and I'm interested in title only, so I click on title only to have the title, and then probably allow me now to add my other pictures. So to add pictures, I navigate the Insert tab. Then from the Insert tab, I click on Pictures. Then from there, I click this device because the pictures are saved on my device. From this dialog box, Insert Picture, I choose the location where my pictures are, in this case desktop, then choose the folder or the directory where they are, main and company flyers. Okay, those are our pictures. I will select one of the flyer, click Insert, and boom, that is our picture. I'll take the cursor, the picture, select it by clicking on it, use the move arrow to drag the picture wherever I want it to be. Again, use the resizing arrow to expand the picture. Then while the picture is selected, you can see on the ribbon I have a tab which has appeared called Picture Format. So while this tab is selected, I can go to the picture styles and choose a style for my pictures to take. So again, I'll go to the insert tab, click on pictures, click this device, then select the picture I want to add on my slide, click insert, drag the picture wherever I want to be, use the resizing arrow to expand my picture, use the picture format tab, then the picture styles group here, click on the drop down arrow on picture styles and choose a style for my picture. Okay, I'll move the next slide. In the annual report here, slide 6, I want to use a table to help me provide some statistics to my audience, showing them how I performed this year. So I go to the Insert tab, then move to Tables. Then I can choose any method here to add a table. But the quicker method of adding a table is to utilize this very own uh, placeholder. So while you click on the placeholder inside, hover the cursor on these icons until you locate the icon for insert table. When you see it, click on it. The insert table dialog box will appear. Set the columns you want your table to have. I would wish my table to be a simple one of only 2 columns and 5 rows. Then click OK. The next thing is now to put in some content. So I'll click in the cell, put the content as service, press the tab key, then type number. Then again, one of the service was the websites hosted. That very year of 2023, the year is still ongoing. We can have others, but we have 432. Then domains registered were the domains were about 488. Websites designed so far, much as the year is still ongoing, like I gave a disclaimer, about 310. Then there are companies that are subscribed for digital marketing. According to the statistics so far, we have 262. That is a table, and I've added content. How can we format our table? To format our table, one of the way is you select your table, and while it is selected, use the resizing arrow to expand your table by dragging. You can also format the table by using the table design tab. There are tools here that are in these 2 contextual tab, table design and layout. So table design has the group of table styles here that would help you change the style of your table. Then there is a group for shading, borders, effect, and lots of commands to help you enhance your table. Now, I would wish to have this table. Maybe let me highlight it, click copy. I want to have a graph to show that table, perhaps for my audience who may not have understood the statistics in the table. So I want to give them a chart to communicate them pictorially or in a graphical format. So how do I add a graph in my slide? There are 2 methods. I click on the Insert tab. Then from the illustrations group here, I can click on charts. Alternatively, using this placeholder for content on our slide, I can again locate the icon for the charts. If I get it, I click on charts. Then this dialog box called Insert Chart will appear. Then click on the chart type. I have lots of chart types here. I'll go with the column chart for now. Then there are 2-dimensional charts, 3 templates for 2-dimensional charts, charts in 2 axes. Then we have also 3-dimensional chart templates in 3 axes. Very interestingly, when you hover the cursor on given chart templates, the name will appear. This one is a 3D clustered column, 3D stacked column. So I click on 3D stacked column, and that is in the preview how the chart will look like. So I can click on So I'm going to go with start, then I click OK. Immediately I click OK, you see the chart will open the data source. So according to our data source so far, we have about several columns. We have series 1, series 2, series 3. I don't want all that. I just want my chart to have 2 columns. In our case, I want to have the service and number as it is reflected in this table. So what I'm going to do in my case is I'll go back to, I'll navigate, use my cursor to navigate to the chart in PowerPoint, the Excel, the sheet having the data. Look for the blue border. Look for the blue border here. Just take the cursor on the diagonal. Automatically, when you reach there, the cursor will turn to a resizing arrow. So then I'll long press on my left button and drag out the other column so that purely I have only 2 columns. The one for service and then the one for number. So I can click here and I keep typing my service one by one, or I can click in one of the cell and paste Control V because I'd earlier on copied, so that I will have my data automatically added. So I close. You can pause the video and go through it again. Finally, lastly, I have contact details. I just want to have some few contact details. Maybe I want to leave my audience with their address to share them where we are situated. So Shareability has 2 offices. One of the office is at the Innovation Village, that is in Jinja, and Ginger is in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Well, the other detail I would want to leave with my audience is the phone number, and the phone number for my director is 0776 +256 960 and then 740. Perhaps the one for the manager is 0706 457905. Okay, then the other thing I would want to leave with the audience, note that when I click at the end, I press enter key on the keyboard to go to the new line. I have email. I also want to leave it to the audience, and the email I will leave the one for the director at shareability.net. Then finally, I would also want to leave the audience with a website that they can perhaps browse and check more information. The website for web services is webservices.shareability.net. So that's the information. I remember in the last slide here, we just used the section header to have a simple gratitude and uh, call to action. Well, those are our slides we've created, slide 1 up to slide 9. Now, the next part here of our video is I want to show you how we can design our slide. Consider design as a feature that will allow us enhance the appearance or the quality of our presentation. Now, to design our slide, we navigate the design tab, and while on the design tab, there are very important 3 groups here. We have the group of themes, the group of variants, then the group of customized. I'll begin with the group of themes here. There are lots of themes. You can keep hovering over the themes as you get the previews, and then choose the one that you want to apply. Please note that a theme here consists of colors, a theme consists of effects, and the theme consists of fonts. So we're going to go and try to change the colors, change some fonts, and some features. Yes, I may like the theme, but I don't like the color. So at here B to use blue. So I'll move the next group of variants here. Click the drop down arrow on variants. Under colors, I choose the blue. That's the color for shareability. And then still, if you look at this, of course, don't forget we have the headings, and then we also have the body, the headings have their own placeholders, then the body have their own placeholders or their frame or box. So the next thing is still while on the design tab here, under variants, I can click the drop down arrow custom one here which has tributes and some other font. There are templates here. If you want any of these ones, you click on this one. I'll go with this one. I like this one, but you can also choose the one you like as a person. Well, that's how you can customize the font in a theme. Additional, how do you think of this scenario? Of course, to format our slides involves selecting the slide, selecting the item you want to format, go to the home tab and choose the formatting feature. But you have to do the same every time you want to format a slide. You select the slide, select the content, go to the home tab, choose the formatting feature. Imagine you have 100 slides. Think about the time you take formatting all the slides at once. I think that would be very tedious and time consuming. You can consider using a feature called Slide Master to format all your slides at once. So a Slide Master is a slide or feature that allows us to format our slides at once. How do we use the Slide Master? We click the View tab and then navigate to the group of master views, then click on master slide. So when you open master slide, there will be different layouts here that your slides are using. So you can click on the layout, format it, if you desire to format all the slides having that layout. But for our case, I always encourage you to scroll and click on slide one. You scroll and click on the first slide. Normally that is the slide, the master slide. So having clicked on the master slide, you then highlight your heading, go to the home tab, and then choose the formatting feature. For example, here I can center, I can bold all my headings. I can also highlight the content in the body that is still in the master slide, the first slide. I can change the font. I may want all my body to have Comic Sans. Then I may want all of them to be in 32 as a font face. So very simple. You highlight, font tab, choose, then add. Exactly. So I want to click the slide master, close master view, and we check our slide. So this is slide one. If I click in this heading, it is Russo one. Then here the font is Comic Sans. If I click all the slides, you realize that I have changed the font in my theme by use of the slide master. Now, the other thing is Slide Master can also allow you add some pictures on all the slides. In our case here, I'm going to go back to the View tab, then click on Slide Master. Thereafter, I'll scroll back again and click on the first slide. Then look at my scenario. I want to add a picture to serve as a logo, and I want to add it on all the slides. So I will go to the Insert tab because that's what helps me to add pictures. Then while the Insert tab, I'll navigate the group of images, click on Picture, click on this device, then later on I can browse. My picture is in download, so I'll select the web service logo, then click insert. Well, that's my picture. I can click on it, use the resizing arrow to reduce it, and then position it wherever I deem necessary to be my logo. Still, I can always, when I'm done with the placements, I can go to the Slide Master tab at the beginning, then click Close Master. So if I check again, all my slides now, if you can observe, have got the logos that we have added on all the slides. Okay, that's how we can add, or rather we can design our slides using the Slide Master. The next thing I want to show you is how we can add transitions. First observe, if I go to slideshow now, and I click from the beginning, This is my slide 1. If I click, this is my slide 2, slide 3, slide 4. There is no any effect that my slide is having. I'll right click, end slideshow. Now, to add effects to enhance your slideshow, enhance your presentation, use transition. What are transition? Transitions are visual features that allow us add visual effects. You can consider also transitions as a feature that allows us to link our slides with a visual effect. Now, to transist your slide, begin by selecting the slide you want to transist. Go to Transitions tab. Then there are 3 groups on this tab. We have the preview group, transition to this slide group, then the timing. So click the drop down arrow on transition this slide and choose the effect. You can practice and look for the exciting effect that you want your presentation to have. I've chosen blinds as the effect. Then please note that when you choose your effect under the timing group, you can control this effect on mouse click. Let me show you again. If I go to slideshow, on my keyboard I press F5. So if I keep pressing, okay, maybe, please note that when you choose the effect, let me go back to slide 1. If you choose the effect, you click apply to all. And how do you know your effect has been added to your slides? The different stars will appear on the slides as to help you know that the slides have taken animation or transitions. So now here when I click slideshow, you can see the effect has been added to my slide, but the slides are running on mouse click. When I click, I can navigate to the next slide using the mouse click. So the other way when you select transition effect of your choice is you can make your effect to run on mouse, to run automatically. So to do that, when your effect is selected, under the group of timing, check the box of after and then set your time. Maybe let me put 1 second, and then I hit apply to all. So if I go to slideshow and then I say from the beginning, the effect plays. After 1 second, a slide plays. After 1 second, in this case, the slides are running automatically. So transitions add visual effects to slide, but there are 2 ways. You either run them on mouse click or run them automatically. Next, I want us to talk about animations. So animations are effects that allow us to add visual features that allow us to add visual effects to items of the slide. There are different items of the slide like content. You may want your content to take some effect. For example, making your content fly in, move around, your presentation, that is a product of animation. Well, that said, how do we animate our content? So select the slide that has the content you want to animate. Select the item you want to animate, go to the animations group, and then click the effects. Select the item, go to the animations tab, select the effect. Still like I guided, under the timing group, your effect can run on mouse click. That means when we preview, they will be appearing when they're on click. Or you can make them run after previous, that is the other way, or you can automate them. So still, I'm going to do the same. I'll click on slide 2, click on the item, which is content, choose the effect, click on this item, choose the effect, click on slide 3, click on the item, choose the effect, click on the item still here, and choose the effect as well. Now, where you have an activity, like where you have item as a block, this was bullets initially, though we use smart art. When I click preview, you observe that the effects will appear in all at once. I may want these items to come one by one. So after I've chosen the animation effect, I use this command for effect option, and then I choose the sequence. You can make them come as one object, or you can make them come one by one. Please observe that that can look elegant. If I click the current slide, just slideshow for the current slide, you'll see that now the items are coming one by one. Of course, the transition is still automatic. That's why they were playing automatically. Now, next I'll go to slide 4, click on item. Again, animations, animates. You can also click on this item, then animates. Then I'll click the effect operation, then make them also come one by one. That looks good. Still, I'll click on slide 5, click on the item, then animations, click the animation effect you want to apply. Click on the item, then go to animation, choose the effect you want to apply. You can do that continually until you have finished all your items, or you can consider using the slide master to add the effects automatically. So even here, I'll choose the effect, even here, I'll choose the effect, but I will want it to come one by one, like I guided under the effect operation here. So that's it for animations and transitions. Hope you are very much acquainted on that. Now, I want us to try slideshow and we check how our presentation is going to look like. So to project this slide now to the audience, after creating it, you click slideshow, and then from there, you click from the beginning. That is in case you want the presentation to run from the beginning. Please observe my effects are running automatically. They are running automatically. They are running automatically, like you observe. Okay, now look at that one. Look at that one. The most ideal transitional effect. So if I go back to transitions here, I look at under timing. I may decide to remove the automation, and then I click apply to all, so that the effects only will play on mouse click. So again, if I click slideshow, and then I say from the beginning, the effect plays, but this time around, I can talk the audience. I explain as I keep clicking so that the content does not occur automatically, but it is me having full control by clicking the slide, clicking as the items appearing. So that is how you would control your slideshow very effectively as a presenter. I want to right click here and I want to end this show. So purely that's what I had. Now you can literally also add other features like navigation buttons or action buttons to help you navigate your slide. In the next video, I will add more other features. Today, that's what we covered. We've covered how to create presentations, how to add content in the presentation. Then we've looked at how to design our presentation. We've looked at as well how to add transitions, how to add animations, and in every cycle, we've been doing slideshow to help us see how this would look like. Thank you very much for sticking to the end. In case you like this video, hit the thumbs button. Where you want to keep receiving updates as we share the videos, you can subscribe the channel. Well guys, thank you for watching. That is it all for today. Let's meet in the next video. Please keep updated through the channel. Oh guys, see you in the next video. This is teacher Dennis Kruger. Thank you.